Hey ladies and gents, after a long sabbatical, it's Blackfinch back again. Hi. So firstly an apology. I did intend to run a replay competition that people very kindly submitted some videos to, and they were very entertaining, and myself and the chap who were organising the competition watched all the videos, decided on our winner, and then the lovely people at Wargaming sabotaged our efforts and brought out a new patch, and haven't been able to replay the replays that we were sent, which were from the previous patch, in order to put together the video to show the winner. And at some point I will find someone who's put a version of the previous version of the game up online for download. However, I used to previously do this through torrents, because there's always someone who torrented previous versions of the game. They were very nice to let you play your old replays, just delete it afterwards. But of course, the massive clampdown we've had here on the UK on torrent sites means even that's proving difficult. So I will be contacting the winner of the competition and getting them their prize, because that's an important part of the competition too. But hopefully I'll overcome the problem in the near future with the previous version of the game, to replay the files, or I'll find someone who's not played in a while and has that patch on their PC and steal it from them, so you guys can watch. But congratulations to the winner. I won't hit with any spoilers here, just in the vague hope that I can get that video up. So, really, I haven't put anything on this tank. He says, totally distracted. Oh, I'm going to do that while you guys are while I'm rambling on to you guys. So, other news. A general apology, because I haven't put any videos up in absolutely ages, which is a bit naughty of me, but kind of the big horrible scary real world's got in the way, and I've just not really had the opportunity to put some together. And I have loads of ideas and loads of things I want to put up, but it's yet to happen. So here's me doing some videos. Hooray! And hopefully there'll be more to follow. This is going to be a series of videos, but I've got some ideas for some other things and some requests and some bits and pieces to do. And providing my having some more time, gods are friendly, you should be seeing some more content on the channel. So, on to the purpose for today's video. Tier 5 premiums. I've looked at Tier 8 premiums, I've looked at Tier 7 premiums, Tier 6s, the Dickomax, the TOG, and the SU85i are the only ones I've got. I could look at them. If there's any of those that people would particularly like, post below with your request, and I'll get round to it as soon as possible. If there's any Tier 6 premium people particularly like that I don't own, they are of course welcome to send it to me, and I will of course immediately do the review. Well, I say immediately, I mean after I've played enough games to actually review the vehicle. And he says, looking at a vehicle that's in his garage on 0 games that he's planning to review. I played it on another server, we're all good. So, I have a number of Tier 5 premiums in my garage. The ones that are available from the store, the KV220 every now and then periodically appears. I'll do a game in this just to show why it only periodically appears, because it's broken. At some point in the near future. And the Stug 4 is the vehicle you get for completing the Stug 4 series of missions. So there's, again, I might look at it in the future, but because it's not a tank you can readily go out there and buy, I'm not going to look at now. So that leaves us with the T25, which is a German medium. The Excelsior, which is a British heavy tank, a really confused heavy tank. It's got 108 mil of armour at the rear of its hull, but 31 at the side. I'm sure that I'll get the armour profile up and we can have a proper look at this one when I get around to reviewing this, but I have a sneaky suspicion that the 181mm of rear will be like this little band here, and then all the rest will be made of tissue paper. But then there's the Matilda 4, which is the Lend-Lease Matildas that were sent to the Soviet Union, and they've been modified and fitted with the 76mm Zis, which is why the turret looks like it. Matilda has been making love to a T-34, and this is the turret is the strange offspring that it's produced. There's the SU85i, which is the concept that the Russians came up with for a captured Panzer III that they would just turn into a tank destroyer. So it's kind of like the Soviet Stug, and it actually plays quite like that. And then there's the Matilda Black Prince, which was not actually the Matilda Black Prince. The Matilda Black Prince was a project that to have a remote controlled Matilda, but this is the attempt they made to fit a 75mm gun on a Matilda by, I'm never sure if that's a Churchill, or I'm pretty sure that's a Churchill turret, but it looks a bit like a Cromwell turret. And then the Churchill 3, which is another Lend-Lease vehicle, and I need to know. So, Tier 6, Cromwell, there you are. Do you know what? It's really similar. I don't have the Churchill 7, but it could be. If you know the answer to that question, send in your answers on a, what am I doing? Stamped address envelope to the address given below, and one random person with the correct answer will be given a Blue Peter badge. They won't. I'm saying it now. So, yeah, the Matilda Black Prince, which looks like a Cromwell, has been having its wicked way with Matilda, and it is the dodgy offspring of that coupling. So, all of that tank love aside, today I'm going to be looking at the SU85i. And the others mentioned there we'll go through over the next few days. So, I suppose I should put a skip to this bit in the at the start of the video for those who don't want to listen to me rambling on for ages. But I won't, because frankly, people should listen to me rambling on. It's the one of the perks of the channel. So, the SU85i, it doesn't have lots of armor, 60, 30, 50. And the 60 is here, not here. It does, if you happen to be in like a tier 3 tank and you're struggling to pen the front, it's not a little weak spot for Polar there. But it's reasonably low profile. It's got a half decent gun. 119mm of penetration is not amazing for a tier 5 tank destroyer, but with 13.33 rate of fire is pretty good. 160 alpha damage is fairly decent. 0.41 dispersion. It's a Soviet gun. Don't expect it to be accurate, but it'll be more accurate in the game than you expect it to be, for reasons. The aim time is not great, but it's a half decent tank destroyer gun. It does the job. The other thing that this tank boasts is preferential matchmaking. It will never see a game above tier 6, unlike other tier 5 TDs, which potentially could see tier 7 games.
We interrupt this broadcast with some critical information. Impossible terrain getting in your way? Water too deep to safely make it ashore.
Bail out.
Mobilized and damaged vehicles
Our fuel tank's hit.
far too heavy for the crew to just carry off. Yet HF-79 have the solutions. Bridging tanks, tank boats, more tank boats, and of course, inflatable tanks. Join HF-79 now and be part of tomorrow's tank innovations. For more information, see hf79.move.eu servers only.
Like all premium tanks, you don't have to put in a crew trained for that tank. I've got my SU85 crew in it, but I could equally put in any tank destroyer crew from tank destroyers, Soviet tank destroyers. So if I say take my crew out of my SU100N, I can put the SU100M crew quite safely in this vehicle, and while the vehicle name comes up in red, you'll see that their crew skills stay at the 100%, and that is because any vehicle of the same nationality and the same type, so in this case it's the USSR and it's a tank destroyer, the crew will be compatible with your premium. They can go in, they can earn their double in that vehicle, or you can just benefit from putting your best crew in a lower tier vehicle without them having to be retrained, which is one of the big perks of these vehicles. The first thing you should do whenever you get a premium tank, or tank destroyer for that matter, is remove the khaki crew it comes with, and destroy them, burn them, purge them. And when you're buying premiums, it's really important. I think one of the things you've got to consider when you're buying it is, do you have a compatible crew for it? Because that is a significant, if you've got to purchase a good crew for it and train them up, as opposed to another premium at the tier where you've got a great, you've got a tier 8 vehicle that you can dump a multi-experienced crew from, or even one for the same tier, whatever. But that's a big perk. This is probably far from my best medium crew for this, but they'll do for the purposes of demonstrating this. So what else is there to say? It's quite light at 22 tons. It has a 300 horsepower engine, so it's 11-12 tons per horsepower, something like that. My maths is at this time of the day, at this time in the week, is not even going to attempt it. So, but it handles quite like a Panzer III and quite like a Stug. It's quite agile. Its ability to rotate on the spot is really good. Traverse speed of 48 degrees. That's pretty exceptional. It's really hard for things to circle this, but even harder when the new physics comes in and you can just tap the space bar for a little bit of clutch braking. I do wonder if they're going to drop the clutch braking skill now that you can actually just clutch brake yourself. It's an irrelevant thing. View range. It's a Soviet tank. The view range is toilet. Yeah. The gun traverse speed is not really relevant because it can't traverse terribly far, but it fires every 4 and a bit seconds. It does 160 damage. It's quite mobile. It's a fairly decent vehicle, so let's see it in action. I'm just going to hit the button and see what comes out. Hidden Village, not the best friend of a tank destroyer, but not the worst. Artillery. This map is heaven in artillery. All of the heavies lining up here and here and here and here. You don't even need to re-aim. Oh. Of course, at this tier, people could go anywhere, and there is an unusual platoon on the other side of premium tanks with a Churchill one. But that KV-220, as I was saying earlier, is filthy. And I'm going to struggle to do damage to it with this gun. Everything else in their team's fair game.
Oh boy.
So as you can see, it's not rocketingly fast, but it's not slow, and it's certainly agile. Except in that I'm turning uphill a fair bit of the time. Now is anyone going to the middle here? I don't want to have to defend this all by myself. That would suck. Let's get rid of this thing. Someone can't drive. Excellent. Now here am I with my terrible view range tank, spotting the middle and hoping that what comes is just the Panzer IIIA. It's going to be one of those games. There's the KV-220. That's mildly reassuring. I suspect his two friends will be with him. Yep. Our medium is in a spot above with that Covenanter. But that I can deal with. He'll probably get one more shot, but nope. Stuart. Oh wow. Good job, SU85i. It's decently accurate enough. Well, that was a bit unlucky. He should get at least one more shot. Oh, M3 Lee. Oh no. Well, the bishop got me. I'm going to skip to another game in this vehicle, so you get more of a chance to see it. But rate of fire pretty decent. Someone had to sit in the middle. I was glad the SU85i backed me up in the end, but as you can see, we've lost that bit of the battlefield. I would be very surprised if this game is a win. So, SU85i. Take two. Incidentally, the previous game was a loss. Really horrible loss. But I did get, battle buddy. Hooray! Go me! Being nice. So, one of the... I get to see top tier games a lot in this thing. I do think it looks pretty. In a kind of ugly way. That's some nice, quality description there. I mean, it's not aesthetically pleasing. The lines aren't particularly, but there's certain kind of pleasingness to its functionality, I guess. This is not Stug. Is there a Stugger somewhere? No. Our team. Sorry state of affairs when you don't have a Stug at tier 5. I'll have to be the Stug. Again. I mean, there's no point comparing M mobility to an M7. That is a confused light tank in the with the markings of a medium over it. But the gun of a light tank and the mobility of a light tank, and yeah. So the M2 medium is surprisingly agile, actually, but. We'll keep pace with the Chihi, and that's not a slow tank. Panzer 4D, T-34 were all comparably paced. I very much doubt there's any views across the houses of that clump of mess. DW2s. Shopping time. as if someone can actually spot them. My view range is absolutely terrible, so I'm going to get in here, I'm going to get camoed up. I mean, realistically, stuff's going to come from the other way, but that M7, he's playing it like a scout, which is the right way to play an M7. Well, that Panzer 1C is quite cheeky. And is going to be a real problem for that Panzer 4 SFL and the flak bus, as it's more commonly known, and the artillery at the back. See, it's not allegedly not accurate, but you know, I don't have problems with it missing often. That's not a gun I'm forever cursing. It's not a BL-10. I can do 1,000,000 damage if I hit. Of course, you know, the opponent curses it when it does hit. That damage wasn't on me. That's a fairly, you know, difficult shot, so I'm not at all bothered by that having missed. Stealthy enough that this KB1's just, well, give me a side if you like. I will just keep shooting you. That hit the cupola. The gun mantlet. Learn your phrases, son. Professional video making this is. This guy. The aim time is so atrocious that I may as well just take a punt at a shot while it's aiming. And we've won. It is a little anticlimactic, but the lower tiers it happens. So, fired 11 shots, 10 hit, and the one miss was not particularly shocking. 8 out of 10 penetrated, which is fairly decent. It's not come with amazing penetration, but it's more than, you know, 1139 damage, much of which was at long range. I came first on the score roster for the team. I mean, it might have changed had the game panned out, but I've done nearly twice as much damage as anybody else on the roster. 918. Yeah, I think you have to add those guys together before he comes and means their collective damage exceeds my amount. In a relatively short time, it's a fairly strong vehicle. And I guess the things that are important, 32,000 credits for that game, which isn't bad. Not bad at all. If you're making that with your tier 5s every game, you're having a good time. So, that in a nutshell is the SU85i. Oh, I will mention that it does get a bonus to the credits it makes, like most premium tanks. In case people didn't know, I shouldn't assume these things. But that is the SU85i in a nutshell. A fairly decent little TD and quite good fun, and it will make you some credits. So I'll see you guys on the next video for the next tier 5 review.